welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we, and by we, I mean me, Apo, and my co-host / co-founder, Vincent. We dive into the Disney Plus streaming service and we tell you, the listener, what is worth it and what is not. Vincent, we're back at it again with another episode of the Winter Soldier. No, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We're reviewing episodes 3 and 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So we're going to go through episode 3, The Power Broker, and episode 4, The Whole World is Watching. And let me tell you one thing. I'm excited to go through episode 4.
Dude, that was wild. I watched that this morning.
Yeah.
We're talking like 4 hours ago. I was in the midst of this.
Jeepers, man.
That was crazy. We're just going to talk about both of them together because it's going to be...
they're very interconnected. It's a TV series, so of course they're going to be interconnected. So we're not going to go through...
Oh, they follow on from each other. Can you believe it?
Like things that happened in one episode are actually continuing in the next.
It's unreal. So we left it off with Bucky, Zemo, and Sam. They were in like Latvia. Like Zemo's got a crib.
Hold on a second.
That was the third
Hold on
episode.
a second.
Yeah, see, I've done the wrong...
Hold on a second. The place where we finished off last time was Zemo was still in prison and they're like, we need to get Zemo.
Yeah,
essentially.
That's right.
So that's where we're
spoilers for this.
Spoilers. Let me tell you.
That was for episode 3. Far out. It's because I watched it last week.
That's right. Yeah. You got to watch them. I watched them all yesterday.
Yeah, I should have.
So this is the thing. I want to say this up top. This is not to do with the episodes as such, but it is to do with the show. John Walker, so the character of John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell.
Not White Russell. He is white, but his name's Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell. He has been receiving death threats and negative comments because he's playing Captain America.
Bro, what is wrong with people?
What is wrong with the internet?
Like, they're trying to fit a story, and I'll get into this later because, you know, he's fitting the role that he needs to fit like perfectly.
My goodness. So good. So good.
You can't get mad at someone for acting.
And like acting the way that he is meant to be acting. Not just like say if it was...
He's not doing like improv up there.
No.
Oh yeah, no, I'll bash this good guy with my shield. I'll do it. Oh, you're meant to be a good guy. Nah, bro, I'm not a good guy.
Yeah, it's not like he's going off script. He is a continuation of a story. He's not the continuation of... It's not like he's been, he's the new recast of Chris Evans.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, oh no, this is the same Chris Evans Captain America. This is Steve Rogers. No. This is someone completely different. So we can't be doing death threats. We can't be doing...
But it's just the dumbest thing.
Oh, there will only be one Captain America. It's like, that's what this story's about. Like, that's part of the story.
Have you not watched the TV episodes?
Yeah, and there's probably people on there like boycott, Wyatt Russell. And they're putting in Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell.
But yeah, look.
I want Italian Russell. I want Wyatt Russell.
But just look, if you're thinking about doing that, man, what would Captain America do? What would he do?
He'd probably smack you in the face.
He'd probably smack you in the face. So don't do that either. But we'll get into episodes here. Now, one big thing that I want to talk about is Zemo. So we get introduced in the after credit scene in episode 2, but
that's where we left off. They went to go see him in prison.
Yeah. But we also get introduced to where Zemo is at in this world. He's in jail. He's just sitting in a cell, just reading books. Like,
he's expanding his mind. And he is so good at getting into the minds of other individuals, which is I want to spend a lot of time on Zemo as a character and also Daniel Bruhl, the actor. He's got the umlauts over the U.
He's got some umlauts. Yeah, he's got some umlauts. But Bucky breaks Zemo out of prison. And that whole sequence was great, but it was almost like something out of an Edgar Wright movie.
It was a bit, it was like, bro, how's this so perfect?
Well, not only that, but it was also like, there's been nothing else in this show that has explained things in this way. I was like, that's cool, but it's also just out of context completely. But I didn't mind, and I'm not saying I didn't like it, but dude, he's out there and
in the comics, he's always been referred to as like Baron.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo.
Which is something I was like, bro, like this guy's just like some dude from Sokovia. Like, man's like broke his house and he's in there like, because he was doing like army things in Sokovia. He had like, there was like pictures of him being, you know, suited up and things.
Who's that? Is that
in Civil War?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was like this guy when they were saying like, who's this guy? And it was, I think, from memory, we're terrible at this.
Yeah,
you know,
this remembering things.
Yeah, this remembering things. Like, bro, it's hard. And he was, you know, like a soldier.
Yeah, and it's also weird that he would have like the technology to like have someone's face on his face, like do some face-off action.
Yeah,
and also be able to, you know, travel to all these places, plant bombs, do all that stuff, get an understanding of where people are, and like, you know,
he explains that in one line.
What does he say?
Like, man's got the fur coat. He's like, bro, where you get this fur? Like, I'm a baron.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, man's own like country.
That's right, dude. And the fact that he's got private planes, he's got the best jackets.
He's got like the jacket.
Yeah.
Like the jacket that you want, he's got it.
Yeah, dude, think about it. Think about Vin Diesel in Triple X1. Like that jacket is what he's got.
I'm going to say some other things about Zemo after, but like we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But I think that this is what I wanted. This is what I've wanted for a while. I've wanted a villain. And in this, it's sort of like he's verging on both of like anti-hero and hero.
Yeah, because he essentially wants similar things to Sam and Bucky. He wants to destroy all the super soldier program because he's like, nah, they're all bad.
Yeah, but the way of going about it is probably not as nice as the way that Sam and Bucky, or the way that Sam is going about it. But this is the one guy in the, you know, I mean, that was what Civil War is all about. He is infiltrating all these people using mind games. That's what I wanted, like Ultron to be about, just saying those long-winded speeches that were like, you know,
yeah, like they ain't no strings on me and
yeah,
whatnot.
Yeah, as opposed to him just like cracking jokes about killing folk.
And then you go to like punch him and there's like a string on you. Like, bro.
That's why I was just talking for so long. You didn't even realize I put a string on you. But I think that his character and the way that he's never fighting with, I mean, there's one time when he shoots someone, but he's never fighting with fists or fighting with anything else.
Which is what I was going to say when he's in Madripoor and he's just like smacking people.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. There's that. I did forget about that.
But like, you know, when it comes down to it, like when it comes down to brass tacks and whatnot, and you're like, man, how many brass tacks you got? And you're like, in your face, brass tacks.
Brass knuckles. I ain't got brass tacks. I got brass knuckles.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, we'll keep going with Zemo, but I want to talk about Madripoor, because that place has been talked about, like the amount of times it was said, like they just wanted to continue saying that name. I'm not sure if it's like,
yeah, in that episode.
In that episode, episode 3.
The other thing is it in any of the other, anything else? I feel like they've covered it somewhere.
That's why my thought was like, oh, is this meant to be like, you know, telling us like, hey, Madripoor is like very important?
I know it's in the comics, obviously, and I think I've heard it around there. But the one thing I didn't like about Madripoor is the vibe you got from it. It felt very like high level, if you know what I mean. Well, I'm going to explain what I mean, so you know what I mean. So I like it when like this show has been very down to earth, like on the ground. So you've got Sam, you've got him like going through like with his family and things like that. You got Bucky, he's dealing with like his psychology, emotions and whatnot, like therapy.
Yeah.
And when they were in Madripoor, it felt like so like cyberpunk thing, like bro, this is like, oh look how cool this is. Look at the flashing lights. Like we got raves here, like stuff like that. And then it didn't feel very down to earth for me.
Yeah, but that is also, I enjoyed that because they were out of their comfort zone, especially Sam was out of his comfort zone.
That's a good point. But I just thought maybe they needed to, it didn't give Madripoor the character that I think it should have. This is the craziest. I'm like thinking deep about this.
Hey, no, but that's what I want to hear.
But no, you know what I mean? Like it just felt like it was a bit empty.
Right.
Like for example, you go on Blade Runner, right? You watch the original Blade Runner, and you're there with Harrison Ford. And you're down there and he's in like noodles. He's getting like the robots serving him noodles and they're just like, and you're like, you feel the space.
So it's like when we talk about what in a previous episode, I think it was the Escape to Witch Mountain, one of those ones, Race to Witch Mountain. We talked about what makes a good sci-fi place, like, you know, a place in a sci-fi movie is that it has been lived in.
It's it's like not just, it's not just like, oh, this will be cool if it has this flashing light here. This person who's dressed as this, we'll put him over here. If those don't all mesh together to make it feel like this is a place where this has been going on for years.
That's right.
It's not just being set up. I can see
and then, they go to the party and they're talking like Mans is like the Tiger King. Yeah. Things like that. That's hilarious.
I felt that as well when they were actually in the bar area. That just felt like it was really open. It wasn't like, I know it was dense with people, but it also felt like open. It did feel like a set. I think it didn't fit with the rest of the kind of, I mean, they might have had a different director or something because sometimes they do that. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't actually
looked
at that.
That's just one criticism. I still love the episode.
Yeah. And the one big criticism I had was that it was like, the weather is really, really bad here in Madripoor. It's like, oh yeah, you have to go down this street, then you go down 7th Street in Madripoor.
Yeah.
Like every person was saying
They really wanted to say that, yeah.
And also in the next episode, in episode 4, every person was saying, and I think it actually probably happened in episode 3 as well, about the means to the end. Yeah, everyone had a line that was focused on means to the end, and I get it that when you have a theme,
repetition, but yeah,
and the theme, the idea is that they all want, everyone in that space wants similar things.
Like everyone in episode 3 wanted Madripoor. Yeah, bro, I really want to I've had a real rough week at work. I really need a break. Have you considered Madripoor? Bro, isn't that got like criminals? Bro, I'm talking about a cruise. What about a cruise to Madripoor?
But everyone wants similar things, and that's why it's talking about like what is the best way of getting those things. Yeah. What is the means to the end? Like all of our ends are the same, but the means by which we go to those ends is what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. And there's a whole lot of other undertones which I want to talk about. We're going to get deep. We're going to get deep.
I did like Sharon Carter's appearance. Yeah.
I love that she's just in the criminal world.
She's like, bro, they kicked me out. Like, what the hell else am I going to do? I just got to kill these folk.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I thought for both of these. I mean, especially the Madripoor. It's like Madripoor. Right, it's just like, I'm gonna just end this man's life right here. Like, I won't even think about it.
Yeah, when Zemo shoots that dude in the head. Oh wait, that's later. But does Zemo shoot the? Yeah. Sorry.
The guy that makes the super soldier serum,
and also Selby
super soldier serum.
Isn't that lady in the club? He shoots her as well. And they're all after him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that lady. Oh, I thought you were talking about the.
Sorry, but yeah, no, both. That's fine. Anyway, go on. What you were saying? You were saying Madripoor about something.
Madripoor, yeah.
Man, now I'm lost. So I shouldn't have cut you off.
That's right. No, that episode just felt a bit disconnected from kind of the down to earth scene that they've been setting for especially because Sam and Bucky are obviously they're out of the element there, but it just seemed a bit too. You're right. It seemed like a set a lot of the time.
The good thing about that was that it did move them into Zemo's world a little bit.
That was also crazy. I was like, Zemo just out here the Abraham Baron.
Yeah,
I know all these folks.
He's just got the plane, private planes, he's got everything, and he's in that space. He's known, and I think one of the best probably scenes in that was when they were walking into the club and he sort of gave them their acting role. So he said to Sam, "This is who you have to be." And
you're the Tiger King.
He said, "You're the Tiger King." And he said to Bucky, "You just have to be the Winter Soldier."
Just tell everyone that Carol Baskin's murdered your husband or something. You know?
Whatever that show's about.
Anything anyone says to you, just say bro, I hate Carol Baskins.
I've never watched that show. I never plan on watching it. Because all I need is you just telling me that.
Hey, that's all. I haven't watched it either. I just know a few memes. That's it.
But Bucky's part when he goes Winter Soldier mode and he's just no emotions, just fighting folk.
That was cool because also it's he's cured in inverted commas, but is he cured?
Yeah.
He's still got underlying, Veshta.
Yeah.
He's got that underlying.
Yeah,
freight car,
Monday.
Car,
Monday.
I hear Monday, I'm bro, I gotta go to work. Are you for real? I'll smack a man,
I know that this is in episode 4, but that's a good segue into.
I mean, look, spoilers, but that's what we said at the start. But there is the Wakandans that come up in episode 3 in the after
there's a bit of a flashback of
the
him
Bucky's
through,
flashback.
Yeah, going through, and the Wakandan lady, bro. Those ladies are crazy cool.
They are crazy cool, but I want to talk about the specific bit where it's like, I don't know what the Dora Milaje, like the member's name is.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Can't
Do they
remember
give
what
them
her name.
names? I can't remember.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
but she's like to Bucky, "Don't worry, we're going to do it here. I won't let you hurt anybody." And she started to say the freight car, whatnot.
Yeah,
and he's flashing back to all the things that has happened, and like Sebastian Stan's just going in. He's tearing up, and then once he hits the point where they've said the entire phrase and he doesn't turn into the Winter Soldier.
I just got goosebumps.
Oh my, that was like that what, like
20 seconds?
Yeah.
Not even probably? That was crazy.
That's the quality one of these actors. Because I think that one issue with like superhero movies is that sometimes people forget how good these actors actually are.
Yeah, that's right. Because a lot of us just like, just punch this man.
Yeah, just punch this man and like do a catchphrase. Like
means to an end. Hiya! Madre por. Oh.
But that scene is like, that's like, I've looked in the book of acting. I've looked in it. And it just has that scene.
That's the whole book.
That's the whole book. That was so good. The amount.
Sebastian Stan.
I know that I said this in the first episode that we did on this. Sebastian Stan has showed me more like heart than anyone has in any of these Avengers movies.
Yeah, he's done well.
Yeah, done real well.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Sam being like the Tiger King or whatever. Yeah. And then, he has to order some like snake testicles.
Yeah, like the usual.
The usual. And he's great. I think he's my favorite character so far, just because like man's is trying to do the right thing and he's going about it the right way. And I think they're doing that because obviously he's going to be the Captain America. I think that's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think at the end of this, it's going to be like, we can't give you this shield because you'll see later in this episode, like it's used to bash a man to death. But like, we'll give you a different shield.
Yeah. Yeah. And this goes back to the first Captain America movie where it's like when they talk about what power and what in that case, they're talking about the super soldier serum, that if power is given to a good person, they'll just be an extension of that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Can't remember who said that.
I think, it's said again in this.
It's saying like,
it's the sidekick.
White Russell was talking to Lamar.
Lamar, that's his name.
His name. Yeah. Lamar Hoskins. I know that because he's got his name tag on the thing. Perfect. I love it.
Dude, that's what you need.
That's what I need because I don't remember any of these guys' names. I don't know. Who's White Russell?
He's John Walker.
John Walker. There you go. Johnny Walker.
Walker.
Black Label.
He might be John Walker. I might just be making that up just thinking because
Isn't it Kyle Walker?
I got like alcohol in my mind.
Is it Kyle?
No, it's John Walker.
You've got it written down.
Yeah.
Unless you've written it down wrong. But yeah, so he's saying like, power will just like increase what you are already.
Yeah.
Like it just brings out the person you are, which kind of like makes sense, I guess.
And they're talking about it specifically in regards to the super soldier serum.
Yeah, so he's going I'd take it straight away because I'm a great bloke, man. Like,
yeah.
But that's interesting because then it's like,
and I think we should talk. I mean, we talked about the fact that the Dora Milaje in there, and there's links to Wakanda because I'm glad that they did that because Bucky was there for a while.
Yeah,
he was there for like
from Civil War,
from Civil War all the way to Infinity War. So a couple of years. So he would have created lots of connections. Like, I mean, they call him the White Wolf and whatnot. He's got names. He got nicknames.
I wish someone gave me a nickname like that.
Yeah. Like the Black Stallion. That would be yours, man. Because you're like like the Italian stallion, Shout out Rocky. But I'm glad that they brought the Wakandans into it. And just that, look, after credit scenes in episodes are always going to give me chills. But
they're not after credits. They're just like
the in credits.
They're like end scenes.
End scene. But the one with the Dora Milaje coming up and she's like, you thought we wouldn't find you or something. I can't remember what she said, but that was great. And their goal is like, hey, look, Zemo can't be out because he killed T'Chaka.
Yeah.
which I didn't even put two and two together for some reason. But there's history. Everyone's got history.
Absolute history. And, he's a dangerous individual.
Yeah, yeah. And in episode 3, because I want to get into episode 4, because that's really where a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about is. Yeah. But in the end of episode 3, Carly Morgenthau, the revolutionary.
Oh, yeah, she blows up the thing. And that's when you see, because right now her plight is pretty righteous, I guess. Yeah. She just wants to help people, but then she goes to she bombs the place and there's people that are dying.
Yeah. And this is where we have the discussions about means to the end. And her means in her mind, they had to change because no one was listening.
Yeah.
So they had to become something completely different.
You're out here trying to convince people you're not terrorists and then you're blowing up things. Well, that just seems like a bit. You weren't listening before, so now we'll blow you up.
That's specifically, if I look at the dictionary, that's an act of terrorism. Well, you weren't listening, so how else am I meant to get your attention?
So now that you're listening, we're not terrorists.
Bro, I'm a good guy. Don't even worry about it.
Good guy.
The episode 4 was, because I was sort of thinking where are they going to take this? Where are they taking this this series?
The other thing, just to quickly go back on episode 3 when Zemo kills the guy that's making the super soldier serum.
Yeah,
he's there for one purpose. He's there to destroy the super. He doesn't want any super soldiers.
That's right. Yeah.
So that was, I think that was a weak episode. I thought out of the 4, that was probably my least favorite. That I've watched so far.
I would agree.
But I like how they built on Zemo. They brought in Sharon Carter, which that was pretty cool. Yeah. And of course they brought in Madripoor,
which I'm glad they did.
Yeah. But Zemo, honestly, when Zemo started fly kicking folk with the mask on and his jacket, his coat, I was like, bro, he's my new favorite.
I love that mask.
Oh,
that
man.
mask, that pink mask looks like a he looks like he's doing some ski mask action. He's going into banks robbing, but
crazy.
It's the next level of that.
But the thing is, you think the good thing is a lot of the time you think, oh, bro, he's gone off the rails. What did you expect? But he comes back.
He does, yeah. And because he understands that he's probably smart enough to understand that there was certain parts that he can only get to if he has a super soldier with him.
He knows what he's doing. He's a smart man.
He's been thinking about this for 6 years.
He's been reading books.
All
the books are just how to get what you want, using Sam and Bucky Avengers, and sometimes Sharon Carter.
That's the title of the book. It's a long title, man.
It's a working title.
But the episode 4, I think this was the one that really talked about and hit home in regards to what this show is trying to talk about. And it's talking about, this is how I interpreted it. It's talking about what happens after a war. So the snap was the war. The Infinity Saga, that was the war.
Yeah.
When these people came back, it was just like a war when, if we think about if someone just bombs a city.
Yeah, all this displacement, people in the wrong place,
That's
countries opening up their borders because they were we just have to come together.
That's right. So, and then this is the part where it's gotten to a point now where all these people are displaced and they've got nowhere to go. And there's the GRC, which is the Global Repatriation Center.
Yeah.
And they're the government sort of saying hey, we're gonna work together to bring everyone back together.
Yeah.
And there's that scene with the teacher who's it's been 6 months, and they said we were meant to get new pencils 6 months ago.
We haven't got nothing. Some graphites,
I just want some 2Bs here, man. I'm not even asking for HBs, man. I'm asking for 2Bs, I don't know. 2Bs could be more fly.
To be or not to be.
That's the question that they've asked.
And they're not getting an answer.
6 months, bro. It's just it's such a short phrase, But I mean, people have been working on that for years.
But this episode was really good also in the sense that you you're back at ground level. You're with Carly and she's she's talking about how her Mama Donya or whatever was, brought people in and she wants to do that for the world. She wants to go back to the way it was. Yeah. And Sam's trying to reason with her. And because you understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah, no. And that scene with Sam and her talking was amazing.
And honestly, as soon as the man was I'm giving you 10 minutes, I was like, bro, this guy's going to ruin everything.
Yeah, John Walker. Because he was he is He's got the credentials to be there.
Which we find out are a bit.
Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about as well. But he's very he needs action and he needs things to be done now. He needs it doesn't matter what the cost is. He needs to get it done in the way that he wants to do it.
Yeah.
And there's a bit in there in which, and I think that, when we talk about displacement, it's not only displacement of families, but it's also displacement of people returning from war when they come back to the world, the real world. And it goes back to that episode 2 with Isaiah.
They don't know how they fit in.
What's that?
They don't know how they fit
that's
in.
right.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine if your whole life, especially this John Walker dude, and I'm sure that there's real examples that we can't think of because we don't think about this sort of stuff. But if your life is literally, you got to do a mission and your mission is to go into this place and to
extract the target.
Whatever it happens
by
to be.
any means.
That's right. There's going to be things that you have done and experienced that no person should ever experience in their life. And you've experienced that 5-6 times in 2 days, right? Then you come back and you're in normal society and you're not getting any support. Because that's the thing. A lot of these people come back, have all these issues because they've had to experience that and they've got no one there to support them.
Yeah. This was also, going on John Walker, this was also are you sure that's his name?
Dude, I've got nothing to check on your phone. Dude, it's John Walker. It's John, keep walking, he's saying. He's saying, give me some alcohol. Give me a
John Walker, okay.
Yeah, give me a Johnny on the rocks,
Give me a Johnny on the rocks. And this was a really good episode for him as well because it kind of built towards an action that he took at the end. And you you see it and he's he gets beaten by the Dora Milaje. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, bro. I'm not fluent in Wakandan, whatever the language they speak there.
I think they speak Wakandan, because it says I watch with subtitles because my hearing's all sorts of whack. So it says speaking in Wakandan
specifically. Good. So I haven't offended some African language.
You haven't offended some non-existent country.
Yeah, that's good. But so you get an insight into him, and he's. He talks to Lamar and he's like, the things we did, I got a medal, but I killed 16 women and children.
Yeah.
No, it says that explicitly, but you can kind of extrapolate. He probably did some not very good things.
Yeah.
And, that's obviously been, sorry, not that. He goes to the Dora Milaje and he gets beaten up by them. He's getting beaten up all the other heads. Yeah. And then, he has the chance to take the super soldier serum because Zemo's crushed all of them. He's got one vial left. Also, how that did not crush in his pocket, I don't know.
Doing all stunts and whatnot.
That's what I mean. He was doing Jackie Chan-esque stunts.
Yeah.
And man's has still got, is that it's like a metal pocket?
Must be a metal pocket.
Right.
But there is a point where he says they weren't even super soldiers and I lost to them.
Yeah. But also
Dora Milaje
didn't need to escalate. The man's went to put his hand on her shoulder. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But she was just spears out.
Dude, I'd do it though. I'd watch that again.
Oh no, that was killer. The Dora Milaje are unreal.
Yeah.
Bro, they don't need Captain America. They need just these women. But anyway, Zemo disappears, which you expect.
He goes down that.
He's coming back. He's coming back for sure.
Dude.
Hilarious. That was bro, he pulled an El Chapo on us. That was great.
Dude, Anthony Mackie.
He's my favorite character.
He's so funny.
By far in this.
I said this again. I'm going to say this in every single episode that we do on this. I'm going to just say it in every episode from now on. Doesn't matter. We'll be doing Sound of Music too, and I'll say it. Right? Anthony Mackie needs to be in more things. He needs to be given dramatic roles, comedic roles, all the roles.
He needs to play more than that other bodybuilder in Pain and Gain.
Dude, that's hilarious, and he's hilarious in that. But you're right. He just needs it. He needs everything. And I think a lot of people are liking him a lot. So you'll probably see him in a lot more stuff.
And he always looks like he knows something you don't know.
Yeah, dude, have you seen those memes?
They're the best. That's top tier. No, but and the other thing I liked about, Carly is called his sister.
Yeah.
Bro, that's and you can see she's escalating as well because, everyone's escalating. Obviously there's going to be big things happening.
It's going to be big things
happening. But
happening.
you can feel the tension rising. There's a lot of escalation.
I think that my prediction, I'm going to put a prediction out there, is that by the end of this show, Carly Morgenthau will be on the side of Sam and Bucky. Because
And they'll be against
John Walker.
John Walker.
Because there is, like, there's elements to her, even though she rang
Their
her.
values align. A lot
Oh,
of their values align. Just the ways that they go about a lot of the things.
But you can also tell that Carly's at a point where she's not 100% certain on what she's doing and the way that she's going about it. She's
She's telling her
backwards and
friends, she's
forwards.
like, oh, I don't know.
And, you know, when she did call up Sam's sister and said, like, you know, I know where your sons are. She said to Sam afterwards, like, my reasoning was never to actually threaten them and actually go through with it. It was just to see how serious you were.
Yeah.
And I know that's not a nice, you don't just be like, I'm going to threaten these people and they say, but I didn't really mean it. Like, bro, I'm just kidding around.
Bro, it's a prank. There's cameras here. There's cameras here.
You don't do that, but you can tell that she doesn't want to hurt people, but she's confused and she needs someone like Sam to push her in the right
and there's
direction.
been a thing like she lost all the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
So she's on, you know, she's on the rocks or something. Not like Scotch on the rocks with Johnny Walker.
I was going to say, like,
she's on the,
Scott Johnny on the rocks. She's on the back foot.
She's on the back foot.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. She's trying to scramble a bit. And that's when things go wrong because you got a plan and like things go wrong. Yeah. Doesn't go according to plan. That's the old saying.
That's right. If you got a plan and things go wrong, doesn't go to plan. That's the old saying.
That's the old saying.
Dude, I've heard that so many times, man.
It's an old saying.
But let's talk about this final bit with John Walker.
That's what I was going to say because I think that's how bro, I'm talking like Ori from
we're
Mick and Ori.
We're talking fast.
Yeah.
We're talking fast.
But I want to get into that as like, you know, to finish off this podcast and finish off because this was wild.
Wildness.
Wild.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're fighting. I didn't really understand. Like Sharon Carter was like, Walker's on the move.
Yeah, because he was specifically going to find the super soldiers because she must have an idea where the majority of the super soldiers are.
Who?
I'm assuming Sharon Carter in
Yeah.
that moment
Yeah, but where was Walker going?
to find them and kill them.
Yeah, I don't know. That confused me a little bit.
That was a bit confusing.
Because they were talking to, like, Sam and Bucky were there with Carly and they were talking and whatever. And then they were just like, Walker's on the move and everyone just started fighting.
Yeah.
And I was kind of a bit confused there. But anyway, they start fighting. You find out that Walker has very clearly taken the super soldier serum.
Because he's just bending bars.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Is that a
No, that was this thing. Something. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He was bending bars.
Yeah.
And like the dude, the super soldier's like, oh no. Because you would be.
Oh, yeah, you would be because you're like, I've got the upper hand here. And you're like,
you
no.
think you're fighting some man with like the strength of a child.
Yeah.
And he turns out to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You're going to be doing oh no's.
You're going to be doing absolute oh no's. And in this thing, it was good to see that like they tied up Lamar, like the flag smashers tied up Lamar and they're just like, dude, we're going to leave him here because like we don't want to hurt this bloke. Because we know this bloke he's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Like our goal here is not to hurt normal people. And then obviously Lamar escapes, gets into the fight. Lamar,
But like, please, the US government who put them there, give the man a helmet.
Oh,
He hit his head. He died from hitting his head. If he had a helmet, why'd they give Captain America a helmet?
I don't know.
That man's got a shield and a helmet. Lamar just got like dope-ass hair.
Literally, and like no, does he have weapons? He has
No.
a gun. I mean,
He's
he has
got
a gun and
that's
a
it.
knife. But that's it.
Give him something.
Give him a stick, bro. Give him like something to swing at people.
Oh, bro, like from a distance.
Yeah.
The safe different distance, you know?
Especially like now that they've known for a couple of days at least, if not a week, that there's super soldiers around.
He should have been with a helmet the whole time.
He should have been with a helmet the whole time. Man
Slap on a helmet, bro.
He fell off a truck.
He fell off a damn truck. Goodness me.
But when, obviously when John Walker sees that his friend is dead, I didn't like that bit because I was like, is someone going to, maybe this guy's not actually dead. No one's been checking his pulse. Falcon and Bucky jump out of the window and then John Walker jumped out of the window as well.
He checked his pulse, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like if you're in a heated moment, if you're not checking it properly, it might be a weak pulse.
That's true. Like
and also it's like, it's Marvel world. Like you're probably just like, stick him with something and he'll come back to life. Like there's probably something there.
Wait for a thunderstorm, put him up on a spike.
Yeah. Like Tony Stark did time travel with just some hand gestures.
Yeah, and like Tony Stark on a bicycle.
That's Tony Stark on a bicycle. Yeah. It's good. It's a good reference to the
Endgame podcast that we did. Yeah. Now that was a bit like, yeah, bro. Well, I mean, obviously the heat of the moment, he's just mad because like this guy's dead.
He's mad,
bro. You can see it. Honestly,
I feel that his face changes. He's so good at and I mean, I guess this is acting. Like I'm saying all these things and I'm like, this is probably just acting. His face, the way that his face changes between when he's genuinely when there's been those moments in which we've been like, oh, is this guy a good guy? It's because he's confused and he's trying to figure things out. And then there's the scenes where his face changes to I've just got pure rage in my system.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And this was one of them. Well, this was the main one.
He bashes a guy to death, one of the super soldier people to death with his shield. And this is with everyone watching.
Yeah, this is where the whole world is watching episode title comes from.
Yeah, this is going to get crazy. I can feel it. It's going to get crazy.
I saw this side by side of, it had the quote of, a good person's strengths are amplified, but a bad person's are the same, whatever. Yeah. And it had side by side, it had Captain America versus Tony Stark when they're fighting in Civil War, and Captain America has the shield and slams it into Tony Stark's chest and then walks away.
Yeah.
And then it had John Walker on the other side.
Oh, bro. Nah, you can't be hitting me with that. Are you serious?
Dude, am I hitting you with that?
Bro, nah, man.
And dude, this is why we get so hyped about Marvel, because these are not necessarily surface level things. This is not just and I know that a lot of Endgame was that we'll just say this quote because it's great from this movie.
Ha ha ha, bro, is that a teddy bear?
But these are things that it seems like they've been thinking about it since they started. It doesn't seem like this has just all come together. It seems like from Captain America or from, Iron Man, it seems like they have been meticulously planning the way that this world is going to go. And it just makes me so excited for everything coming up next.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
These episodes were good. I agree with you in saying that the third episode is a bit of a filler just to get you into...
It felt like it was Madripoor's killer. This is so cool. We're in Madripoor.
Everyone loves Cyberpunk, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. You know that game that came out that everyone thought you would have loved, but they sucked? We're going to do the same with this episode. No, the episode didn't suck, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. Anyway, they're definitely... It's a buy from me.
It's a buy. It's a cop. It's an absolute cop.
It's an absolute cop.
The fourth episode, I think, standalone is probably been my favorite episode.
Yeah, I agree. I think it built up, the characters have obviously been established, but it's really built on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Not so much Bucky in episode 4 as much.
No, he was more so just there as muscle in this episode.
Yeah, but it still gave us the backstory. See, even though he wasn't really a big part of the episode himself.
Yeah.
He did the flashback of in Wakanda.
I think
and that gave him a bit more depth.
And I think that in this episode, you can see that even though, obviously he doesn't like John Walker from the start, but even though he doesn't like Sam necessarily, he is siding with Sam on things and agreeing with what he says. When
he's still upset that he gave away the shield.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
I was going to say when Sam, said, just give me 10 minutes, Bucky was like, we're going to give this man 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Well, that's right, because they're kind of an unlikely pair and they're going to get closer, obviously.
Yeah. They might not even. They might just be the same.
They might just be the same. That would be couple, funny.
Which would be hilarious. Yeah.
They'll save the world and you'd be like, yeah, Sam, you still suck.
I'm assuming that's what he would do.
That would be
Sam
funny.
Probably be his best mate. Sam would probably love him and Bucky would be like, dude, I do not like. The only person I liked in this world was Steve Rogers. It's my soulmate.
He's my soul. Peggy Carter, you took him away from me.
But yeah, no, I think that I'm so excited to see where this TV series goes.
I'm excited.
Actually,
they've done well with this and WandaVision. It's built up and then you're like, but something's going to happen. Something's going to kick off.
Now I have a question for you. Did they show who the power broker was? No. Or is that's a guy that we're seeing in the background?
That's a guy that, we keep hearing about.
I'm assuming that there's, we've talked about this, that there's probably links to the comics and we're not good enough with that sort of stuff. We've talked about how there's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many comics for us to get into now and figure out what's going on.
I've been getting into comics a lot, but a lot of it hasn't been superhero stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But I'm excited to see who that is and
how
what
they
kind
bring
of a role.
him or her in.
Yeah. Because what if it's like
who knows?
some
What if it's just an
major
AI?
Yeah.
What if it's just an AI?
Some cyberpunk action.
Right.
What if it's Johnny Samurai, whatever that guy's name
Johnny
is?
Samurai, yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. But I think that it'd be cool if it was someone that was already established in this universe and played a different role.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like it if it was like Sharon Carter or something. It's like, bro, I'm the power broker as well, but you didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be a bit, on the nose, but I'm excited to see. Now, Vincent,
it's actually Zemo.
It could be. That'd be pretty cool.
Anyway, that's about it. Also, Zemo got smacked in the head with the shield. That's death.
In the temple.
That's death. That shield is not like it's not like foam.
No, it's bloody
metal, and it's
what's it called? Not just metal, but
vibranium. Bro, that's another thing. Like, you can't just. This man throws this shield like it's a boomerang.
Yeah, you probably could have just punched him in the head and he'd been out.
Honestly.
Zemo looked like he got a bit of a soft head.
He's been reading too many like things.
Brain too big.
Anyway, that's all.
That's it.
It's definitely worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
If you like this, like, subscribe, etc., etc. We're on Patreon. This will be everywhere. The links will be in the show notes in the description. Follow us on Instagram. We post clips and things there. Whatever. Just I appreciate this. If you'd like to, just leave a comment. Let us know you're out there.
I appreciate this. But no, thank you for everyone who has been watching lately and giving us some feedback. That's been very nice.
Yeah. All right. Catch up later.
Farewell.